It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years. It's the Broncos and the Hawks, and it's coming up next.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season, and these two squads are going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
And Smith continues to show that his career resurgence hasn't been some fluke. He's brought a level of maturity, stability, and good play that allows him to compete with any team on any given week. The real question is whether or not he can become a championship-caliber quarterback. Only time will tell, but for now, he's done enough to give this franchise reason to believe they can certainly get the job done.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
On the give, here's Charbonnet.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Geno now to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon.
Here's Smith to return it.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
So now here are the Broncos to take over on offense, led out by their rookie quarterback, drafted 12th overall, Bo Nix out of Oregon.
And we knew from the moment the commissioner called his name on draft night, and by the way, laid a pretty good hug on the commissioner going across the stage. But we knew he had a chance to be the starter week 1. He dove right into the playbook, ingratiated himself with his teammates, and that's exactly how things have played out.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Williams, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5.
A give to Williams, running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. He's going to have the first down and more than that.
And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
Throwing Nix.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
2nd and 10. On play action, here's Nix.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Back to the air with Nix.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet. Across midfield.
And he gets this one down to the 24.
56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. In motion goes the tight end. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. This from 44 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 3.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3. To throw, here's Nix. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now they'll start on the ground with Charbonnet.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
It's Drew Sanders who diagnosed that play and stopped him short of the line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Smith.
And complete to Smith and Jigba.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Nix to the air.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
79 yards for him on the ground in his 1st quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Smith. This will be caught by
Brown. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
At the 43-yard line.
Throwing now is Geno.
He'll get this one complete to Darden.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. The Seahawks on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Off of play action, here's Smith.
He'll get that to Charbonnet.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out.
And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. Little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Smith.
Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15.
2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2 at the Broncos 17-yard line.
Now Geno.
Going right back to Smith and Jigbo.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Throwing is Smith. Touchdown!
Jackson Smith and Jigbo.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows to 10-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown catch. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Here's Nix.
And he's got his man on the out route. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Now it's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Again, it's Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. To throw is Nix.
That is caught. And shutting him off, now open field.
And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Franklin. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun.
Nix quickly into the hands of Mims. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw again. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series that helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawks offense and running back Zach Charbonnet set for this next possession. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, it looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
There's Charbonnet once again.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
91 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
From the gun, here's Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Back to throw, Smith. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Nick Bonito
in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
A 53-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take, punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He got back on track after 2 early interceptions with a touchdown pass on the last drive. And now they'll start here again, first down.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second down and 9. Throwing Nix.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Credit the sack to Jonathan Hankins.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Smith now to throw.
Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Geno now to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And Denver getting set to take the field.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
The rookie from Oregon on target with that one. It leads to a first down. Back to the air with Nix.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now 13. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception. navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Broncos offense and veteran receiver Cortland Sutton getting set for their next drive. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Third and 19. They give it to Williams, running right. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Returnable for Lockett. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and 1 timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. John Franklin Myers. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Smith. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The final shot here before break. Smith.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
That's returnable now for Smith.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. Lamar Jackson, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Tua Tagovailoa, a touchdown pass in the victory. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
47 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Off the play fake, here's Nix.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 33. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10. Down at the 33.
Off the play fake, Nix.
And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
From the 29, here's a 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun is Nix. He'll get that complete to Vele.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Broncos first down.
Nix to throw again.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Nix to the air.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 20 line. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold it. Let's get the ball back for us.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. A shotgun snap for Smith.
He'll get that to Charbonnet.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Now 2nd and 6.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now they'll run on 3rd down with Charbonnet.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Now here's Michael Dixon as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Now it's Nix.
Got a man open. It's Sutton.
And Sutton will have a Broncos first down as he'll take this down inside the 45.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Broncos.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
2nd down and 3. To throw, here's Nix.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
A gain of 7, and the Broncos first down.
Here's Nix.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
To throw is Nix. A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Nix looking to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They try the left side here with Williams. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Nix from the shotgun.
Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Bo Nix
making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Broncos are back within a score.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. So that one a 13-play drive in total, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Throwing now is Geno. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
Well, this is caught by Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On play action, here's Nix.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10, he got 9. 4th down.
So a nice throw there. And, CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come, and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads.
A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. Here's Smith. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Smith. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That's a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down but come up empty.
But I actually like the call. And the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up. But also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
With the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the
Out of the gun, Smith. And his throw is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it. And oftentimes,
and look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
all you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing Nix.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
And remember, this is a running back that fumbled on the previous drive, but fortunately for them, nothing came of it. And I think when that happens, sometimes coaches can lean a little more on forgive and forget. So he's right back out there and running again.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, Nix. That is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Adam Troutman, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
Lutz with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
As Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And a coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Back to throw, Smith.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle.
Here's Smith to return it.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8.
The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line.
First down, Broncos.
Back to throw now on first down.
That is caught by Vele.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you've got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. 2nd and 9.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Try to take this home. They'll run.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This will get the lead up to 7.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
So Geno and the Seahawks down 27-20, just over 1:40 to play. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
3rd down and 1.
They run it again with Williams.
And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper.
It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up. They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Broncos, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.